Well, President-elect Donald Trump getting ready to enter office with a very different view on trade from the current administration. So how exactly are things going to change? Fox Business's Peter Barnes has some of the details. Peter.
Well, President-elect Trump is promising to upend trade relationships covering more than $1.5 trillion in U.S. imports and exports each year. A top target, the proposed Trans-Pacific Partnership, or TPP. Pushed hard by President Obama, it would create a giant free trade zone for about a dozen countries around the Pacific Rim. But after this election, it won't include the U.S.
I am going to issue our notification of intent to withdraw from the Trans-Pacific Partnership, a potential disaster for our country. Instead, we will negotiate fair bilateral trade deals that bring jobs and industry back onto American shores.
Mr. Trump says he's just trying to fix broken trade deals and trade talks to also help reduce America's trade deficit with the rest of the world. It totaled more than $758 billion last year for goods, with China alone accounting for about half of the imbalance. China was not a party to the TPP. It's been trying to sink that deal by pushing its own regional free trade agreement for Asia, which alarms some trade supporters like President Obama.
If we don't write the rules for trade around the world, guess what? China will. And they'll write those rules in a way that gives Chinese workers and Chinese businesses the upper hand.
But Mr. Trump has a specific beef with China. He charges it manipulates its currency to make its goods cheaper in world markets, cutting into sales of American products.
We're being hurt very badly by China with devaluation.
He promises to officially declare China a currency manipulator under U.S. trade law, which would trigger new sanctions against China. He also plans to renegotiate the North American Free Trade Agreement between the U.S., Canada, and Mexico.
At the center of this agenda is fixing our absolutely terrible trade deals. I mean, NAFTA, you look at that, it's been defective for 20 years. It's been defective from the day it was signed. It's been defective.
After China, Canada and Mexico are America's largest trading partners, though U.S. trade with them is more balanced than with China. One former Obama administration economist says that if Mr. Trump is not careful, his policies could lead to trade wars and recession.
We would expect, Mexico or China to retaliate and to do the same thing back to the United States. And what that means is, if you're a soybean farmer, or a beef farmer, or you produce, some sort of manufactured product, maybe for Boeing, that you sell for to one of these other markets, now all of a sudden your export sales are going to be impacted as well.
Mr. Trump plans these actions on trade in his first 100 days in office. Back to you.